Alright guys, so today I want to offer up some advice on how to learn 360s on a BMX bike. First place to start out probably would be a quarter pipe, flying out of a quarter or a box jump lip. Even if you don't have either of those, a bank would be a lot better than trying to learn on flat ground. Gives you a lot more air time and you can kind of focus on spinning and spotting the landing rather than hopping. Definitely try to learn out of a bank or a quarter or a box jump lip before you try it on flat ground. So what you're going to want to do when you come off the lip is give your front tire a gentle twist. Like, don't whip it too hard or you're going to lose control of the spin. And kind of just focus on turning your head around and like spotting where you're going to land, putting two tires down at the same time, or even back tire first a little bit. You're not going to want to go too fast, not too slow, just enough speed so that you can fly out maybe like a foot and a half over the deck. So you're just going to twist your front tire, pop your legs back a little bit so you get a little bit of pop, twist your head, look down, spot the landing, back tire, front tire, and then you can roll right away. Big thing I see people doing when they're trying to learn fly out 360s, they spin super early trying to get the spin started before they're really like in the air. They'll spin like 3/4 of the way up the quarter pipe. A lot of times what'll happen when you do that is you'll hit your back tire on the lip coming up and it just completely stops your spin, and a lot of times you're gonna end up crashing. So really just make sure you wait till you're all the way at the top of the quarter pipe. Don't get too anxious. Stay in control of the bike. All right, so once you got them out of quarter pipes or box jump flips or banks, you can start to learn how to take them to flat ground. Same thing as what people do when they're learning 180s is they'll end up trying to spin like way too fast right away, not really focus on the hop. And again, your spinning gets super out of control and you're spinning so fast when you hit the ground, you really can't like roll away from it. You end up just putting your foot down and you really don't even get close to the 360. So really what you're gonna wanna do is focus on the pop and looking over your shoulder. I almost kinda like pop backwards a little bit when I do it, like really far backwards. And it doesn't even really look like a carve too much. It's more of just like the pop backwards and then you kinda spin the 180. And like what's different about doing a 360 is once you have the full 180 spin, what you kind of do is tuck up your back end and flick the rest of it around. So it's kind of just like a hop 180 with like a little bit more of a tuck and extension of the spin. The other thing I see people doing when they're just starting out is rather than focusing on the spin too much, they'll focus on the hop too much. And they'll just try to hop as high as they can because they think they need a ton of air time to get the full 360 in. That's really not the case. So what they'll end up doing is focusing so much on the hop that they can't get the full 360 in. They'll land like 270 or even 180. It's just because they're not focusing on spotting the landing enough. They'll focus a lot on the hop, and then once they get to 180, they don't get that tuck in, and that's really the main problem. You get to 180, you tuck it up, and you can flick the rest of it around. So once you start getting the full rotation of the 360, a lot of times what people will do is their weight is kind of off to the side that they're spinning to,